Do you want to live a beautiful life that reflects the truth of who you are? Be bold and courageous as you step into your heartfelt desires. How does trusting yourself fully and connecting with your soul's purpose sound? The Unplanned Mom podcast is a potent mix of real life stories, practical spiritual teachings, and a community to help guide you for eternity. This is the place for inspiration with down-to-earth tools to help you pivot and continue to live your best life beyond your wildest dreams. Here we honor your deepest, authentic truth, embrace motherhood, talk all things money, mindset, and most importantly, miracles. So are you ready to say yes to all of this? If so, then let's dive in. I'm your host, Ashley Bush, and I have been praying for you, and I cannot wait to get to know you better. Let's go. Hey, welcome back to the Unplanned Mom podcast. I'm so glad and thankful that you are here. I have been praying for you and just hoping that our paths would stumble upon one another and we get to just be here, be in this room, wherever you're listening. Just know that there is somebody here on the other end that is excited for you. If you are facing an unplanned pregnancy, I'm just super excited for you because I've been there and I know it can feel daunting. You just feel all the feels. You feel everything and you just aren't quite sure why it's happening to you and what God has in store for you. So from one mom to another, I just want to say congratulations on your pregnancy and say that your dreams are not dead. Your dreams are just going to start unfolding and, it's going to take time. It's going to take 9 months for that baby to be cooking in your belly, and so many amazing and incredible things are on your way. So I'm just thankful that you are here and we get to know one another here in this space. So I want to quickly share, the other morning I was making oatmeal and I was standing there, for 2 minutes waiting for my oatmeal to cook, and it felt like an eternity, it kind of made me stop and think, like, how many times do we stop and think, we're rushing around and we don't even realize how much time is passing until we have to stop and let time pass. So, really like you're cooking the baby right now in your belly, you probably feel like that. I can remember feeling like it throughout all of my pregnancies, that time would just be dragging by. It would be the stress, the worry. How's everything going to map out? How am I going to finish school? Who's going to hire me? Or it was, I just want this pregnancy to be over. I want to meet my baby and hold my baby, because I had high risk pregnancies later in life and, had losses prior to that. So it made that process just so daunting and long and hard. It's so hard to be in the waiting and in the unknown. And when you get to that other side, you see it's all okay. It always works out the way it's supposed to. And we literally have absolutely no control over that. So, I say this because I know anxiety and worry, probably takes a hold of a lot of us, and we waste energy and feelings on things that aren't serving us well. So, I just really want to share with you today and remind you really that we have no control. We have absolutely zero control. And I can look back and I can account to many times in my life where I've wasted so much time and energy on worrying. So if you listen to the last episode, I really talk through kind of my process for practicing gratitude and goal setting. So, I lay it all out there. If you're really just getting sick and tired of where you're at and you're tired of how you're living, check out that episode if you haven't yet, because it's really simple. All you really need is a notebook or your computer, and you just get in the habit of writing down 15 things. So it sounds like a lot, but it's 5 things that you're grateful for and 10 things that you're working towards in your dreams and your goals. So, as I said, we're going through, you've got amazing periods in your life, and we have really good times and some really hard times. And, I don't know if you've heard this or not, but it's one thing that comforts me is, knowing that the only constant in life is change. The only thing constant is change. So let that sit with you. So there's no guarantees. So if you were on an easy path prior to your pregnancy, There's no guarantees that it's going to stay easy. Things are always going to change. Things ebb and flow. They go up, they go down, such is life. And pregnancy, you learn how to really accept these situations that you have zero control over. And I'm going to go back there again and talk about the G word, which is God, because, through God, he's shown me really between, leaning on him or trying to control situations on my own. And I can tell you, when I look back on my life, when I really, let it go, and believe me, I have been there where I have just been crazy beside myself, going through a divorce, having a high risk pregnancy, being so sick with anxiety and worrying and stressing out over things that I've missed out on moments. The one story that keeps coming up right now, which I wasn't planning on talking about, is the fact that I have a DWI. And so I jokingly will tell people, I ended my 20s with a bang. I was out with neighbors, friends. We were, partying on the river all day for 4th of July, but I stopped drinking. We were going to stay there, but then I didn't want to be there and really quit drinking hours beforehand. But there was a consequence to my actions. I did get behind the wheel, and on a holiday weekend, I got pulled over and I got a DWI, and sitting in jail that night, and I had my pregnancy resource or my pregnancy center shirt on. I was just mortified. I cried and cried. It was awful. And so I share this because after that had happened, so in between that waiting, am I going to lose my license? How is this going to affect my career? What's going to happen? I mean, I literally, I think the rest of that summer, I didn't enjoy. And yes, I was sitting with the consequence of my action, but it literally robbed me of that entire summer. I can remember being away with my husband, and we were on the river, different river, staying at my parents' place, and we were floating, just the two of us, and away because we canceled our big trip out of the country because we had to pay for all of this stuff now. So it was, it affected just not only me, but he and I and our whole family. But so I look back, and that whole summer I was just so sick. And all I did was obsess. I obsessed over everything I did. I obsessed over that whole night over and over and over and over again. And I just beat myself up over and over and over again. And I literally missed the rest of that summer and probably the beginning of the school year, because it was always in the back of my mind. I was constantly beating myself up, questioning and wondering how and why in the heck did I let this happen? Why did I do that? Why did I drive? Why didn't we leave earlier? Why didn't I just started all of this stuff. It was just really, it just robbed me of being in the moment. And so that feeling of hopelessness, gosh, it's you're in the pits. You really are. You're down in the valley and you are in the pits. And whatever you're going through, I know it's much easier said than done, because I've wasted many, many days, years, months, hours on worrying over things that I literally had absolutely no control over. So my hope is that by you coming here and stumbling upon the Unplanned Mom podcast, man, that's kind of a tongue twister at times. I hope that you walk away feeling okay with letting past mistakes go, accepting that you've learned from them, accepting that it's happened, accepting whatever it is that's going on in your life. But if you know that, if you did make a mistake, like me getting behind the wheel after I had a few drinks, if you know that, you have to trust that whatever the outcome will be, it will be. Don't let a past mistake rob you of the joy of the moment. I think it's really what I want to stress, is don't let the past mistake rob you of the joy of the moment, because all we have is this moment. It's really all we have. It's the only guarantee. And so do you want to look back and know that you spent months being sick and angry and frustrated and berating yourself and talking down to yourself? Or do you want to spend and open yourself up to loving yourself, forgiving yourself, and walking forward with ease, with your head held high? If that's what you want, that's what God really wants for you. Here's a quote that I wanted to share is, God says, "I know what I am planning for you. I have good plans for you, not plans to hurt you. I will give you hope and a good future." The first few hours, this is myself now here, this is what I wrote. The first few hours and days after learning that I was pregnant, it made me feel like I was in the most impossible situation. The more I opened up and I talked about it and told people what I was really going through, I felt less and more hopeful. So again, that is applicable to whatever your situation is. You have to know, we all have to know, collectively, I say this as we, because I have to remind myself of this. And I'm telling you from past experience that God does have a plan for us, and it's not plans to harm us. And He forgives, which, thank goodness, He forgives us, which is awesome and a beautiful thing. So I want to pass that along to you. So from one human being, one woman to another, one mom to another, God isn't doing this to you, it's for you. We hear that, and when you're kind of going through it, I know I've rolled my eyes at that thought before and thought, oh my gosh, don't tell me that. I don't want this. This is not what I wanted. This is not my plan. But really, when we start to surrender, that's when life can start to get really beautiful. And that's when you can start to get into the flow of life and how life is supposed to be for you. So I'm going to just kind of wrap up. I had some different notes here. I just want to kind of close, really just recapping that, I know that God can do more for you than you've ever dreamed of. And so really just kind of going full circle again, that's really just that surrendering piece and saying the serenity prayer, accepting things. And really, you are the only person that can control anything. So a lot of times when we're living in chaos, there's so many other things that we can get pulled into and sucked into. And we have to really be careful with how we, let's think of the word I want to use here, how we divide or share our energy. Especially when you're pregnant, you have to hold on to that energy and keep yourself in such a good place, if at all possible. You got to really work on keeping your energy, your sacred being, keep that space for you and for your child. Keep it just safe, and just guard it, and try with all your might to not let other people affect you in ways that are going to be detrimental. People are going to do things or say things, and you almost just have to start learning how to build an armor around you to kind of just let it bounce off of you. If you have other things going on in your life, maybe you've grown up in a dysfunctional home, parents of adult children of alcoholics, or have a parent that struggled with substance abuse, I cannot stress enough to get into a 12-step program such as Al-Anon. It's been a godsend. So being around other people and talking to other people is so key. And so that's really what we do in the Unplanned Mom School too. So if anybody's looking for specific support around your energy as a mom and walking through an unplanned pregnancy and wanting to guard yourself and your dreams and move forward into that next phase, meanwhile accepting what is going on with you, the Unplanned Mom School is really the place to come and do this. You will meet, if you want, you meet other people that are going through very similar situations, so we all feel that we're not alone. And then I also do a lot of work just one-on-one with people to just really be that person that you can talk to. I'm not a trained counselor. I always tell everybody that. I'm not a trained counselor. So the way I view my service and what I offer people is just that feeling of almost like a best friend and support just through this challenging time. Because throughout periods of my life, the divorce, the pregnancy. There were specific people that God planted along the way that helped me during those seasons of my life, and I haven't talked to them since. And so that's really kind of where the stepping stone is for me, is that I feel like you and I have crossed paths for whatever reason. And if you're looking for that additional support, that's really what the Unplanned Mom School is all about. It's just additional support, making you feel hopeful and excited and energized with protecting you and your baby, and still living your best life possible, because it's all possible. So it's just really kind of a temporary fun solution, if you will. And then lastly is another aspect to the Unplanned Mom School is talking to other moms that have been there. So maybe you are listening, or somebody that has a heck of a story and really overcame the odds and gave life to their baby. They gave life to their baby, and they are living their life, and they've got a lesson or stories to share. These are the types of people that we are bringing together in the Unplanned Mom School. So they're either coming in, they're sharing, talking to students, or as we're launching the podcast, now that we're a few episodes in, these are the type of people that I want to bring on and just share. So if you have a story, or again, somebody, connect them with me, because I want to talk to them. I want to hear from them. I want you to get to know these people so that you can hear your story in them and know that you are not alone. That's really what this is all about. It's just knowing that you are not alone, and there is a magical place just for unplanned mamas. So whether you're using outside resources or you're going on this all about your own, but if you feel like you need additional support and you just need somebody that's there alongside with you, that's what's happening on the inside of the Unplanned Mom School. It's very customizable, but really goal-driven, really honing in on who you are, and just really stepping into your own power and what you can do and how you can still live your best life, and just kind of just helping shine the light on that path. So, but we are looking for other women. So I've got a few people in the works. We've got some different things kind of lined up, and waiting to hear back. But before long, you'll be hearing from some other people, or I'll be either reading or interviewing them and sharing their stories, and of course sharing my own personal stories, just in hopes that it does help you. So I can't thank you enough for tuning in to this episode, and if you loved it, it would mean the world to me if you would just simply leave a review. That will help and just make sure that other people are connected and hear and know about the Unplanned Mom School as well. And if you really, really loved it, go ahead, grab the link, grab it right now, just copy, paste it, send it in, put it in your text, and send it off to that one or two people in your contact list that you're thinking of, and shoot them a text and just share it. And who knows, maybe there's something in there that they might really find useful. We don't know. But I always am drawn to the fact that when I'm listening, there's always somebody that's kind of always in my mind. So if I feel really led to share it, I definitely pull it, copy, paste it, and shoot it and share it to whomever's on my mind. So that would also be amazing if you would do that as well. So we're all in this together to help one another, to make sure that we are moving forward and living our absolute most wonderful lives the way that God intended it. So with that said, share it, leave a review. I would love if you're watching the video. I'm giving you a little heart thing, so I really, really appreciate it. And find us on all the social. If you need any inspiration between now and next week's episode, come and find us, shoot me a message, let me know how things are going in your life. I would just love to hear from you, or if there's any content in particular or questions that you have, those are always welcome as well. So this is really a community. This is a place for all of us to come together collectively as women, really supporting other women that are going through pregnancy, and in particular unplanned pregnancies. So more than 1/3 of pregnancies are unplanned. So there's a big pool of us. So we're here together, and we're going to get through this and just really breathe life into one another, our finances, our mindset, and really miracles. So that's what this world's all about, and that's what this pregnancy is all about for you. You're really going to step in and find that special spot in your world. So all right, with all that, I'm going to peace out. I will talk to you later. Okay, my sweet mamas, if you're tuning in and have got a friend's name that just keeps bubbling up at the top of your head as you've been listening to this episode, go ahead. I want you to grab that link, copy and paste it, and shoot them a quick text and just tell them that you were thinking of them. You know, after all, we're all here to help each other. And if this episode resonated with you, there's a pretty good chance that something in it will resonate with them as well. This show is for you, so do me a solid. Go ahead, share it with that one person that comes to mind so we can spread the love to all of our sisters. And if you really, really loved it, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a review. All right, thank you, my sweet friends. Thanks so much for tuning in. I will see you all next week. And if you need any more inspiration between now and then, come on over and check us out on TikTok. See you soon.